just to follow Brian for a corner or two, because he's not going to get away from them, is he? No, so 3 of Brian Uriarte leads, a lap and a half remaining.
5 riders in the lead. Pratama, he just tried to outbrake him there, but Pratama cut his nose off to make sure he couldn't get through.
Press behind Brian Uriarte, but Marco Morelli holds on to second place ahead.
Group, only 3 will end up on the podium. 1 winner. This is it. The final lap of Ryan's back in the lead, though. Where's Dinesh? Just on the back of this group. He's behind the number 32 of Ramadeep.
Of Veda Pratama.
That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well then, Leah Ramos Rookies Cup 2025 on its way. The champion leads them over the line. The Indonesian rider who's been on some great form lately as well. He's trying to go out the inside. Storfer into 9th place as well as we look back down the order. Lennox Famara as well, the Swiss rider. This is the best we've seen. But who will sign off in P1?
Put your money down. Come on, man.
It's going to be Veda.
Oh, did he touch it? Almost looked as though they touched rear wheel there, didn't it?
I think he left a couple of time marks from him. Really, really good stuff. Congratulations to him for that ride, however he finishes up. This is Pratama.
No, Brian has got it. Brian has got it. You know, and I'm
on Ramadeepala's leathers there. But Dinesh, after an initial sluggish start, he's really good. As we see, Dinesh has gone down again, Peter, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
That'll be him.
I'm going to put the money on Morelli.
Oh,
Morelli.
You just named 3 riders, nearly. He's in the groove again. 8th position, trying to make his way up to 7th. Gonzalez trying to make a move on Brian, down and out of the race. And that's your lot from Hakim.
That's another way. Right, so the last lap. Up the inside comes Veda Pratama, pushing Marco Morelli back to
Uriarte into first again, but not quite.
Yeah, superb, nice line from Brian. But anyway, you know, let's hope, let's trust that he's absolutely okay. There he is. 4th place. Sem Mitani has yet to show his hand. Brian Uriarte leads from David Uriarte there, hanging on to the advantage.
Morelli's made his way up into 3rd as well, ahead of Pratama. So this
and blown up and saved him from injury. And these the Gonzalez.
How good is their run onto this little short straight down here, down to turn 8? Big overtaking opportunity would be the case where Uriarte does take the championship today.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Stars Tech Air Suits had 2 canisters, so even after his first fall, he can get up. The thing will.
Coming up, David Gonzalez is going to go for it. Veda needs the slipstream to try and catch him back up.
But Brian Uriarte, and of course Veda knows that, so he's going to be he must be worried about the 2 Spaniards self-deflate, ride again, and it will go off a 2nd time if he falls. Up the inside comes David Gonzalez, but he can't do it. No, Brian is too good around the outside. Ramadiccia getting ahead now. They could make a break on Morelli and make it very difficult for them. We'll see what happens. Pulls off again, which of course he's just done. He won't reinflate the 3rd time. Anyway, right, 5 laps, has a track limits warning.
And Morelli still looking up the inside there. Brian's eking out a bit of a through Kerbone. Here we go, on board with the Indonesian. Not quite as he tries to make a move through.
To go, it's Brian Uriarte. And not quickest laps from those guys this time.
An advantage, it's all going to come down to the back straight, Peter.
Yeah, and what kind of drive they have onto the back straight.
Morelli there, that is one of the bravest places to do it on the calendar. Look at that! Oh, wow.
Around Marco Morelli, David Gonzalez, Mitani has passed Pratama.
Oh, Ramersdorfer.
It's Veda Pratama. Again, he's wide. He hasn't got that drive. It's Brian Uriarte.
But it's such a pleasure to watch Veda Pratama ride. And Morelli fights straight back at him. Tries. And Agostinelli and Singapore all gone down. Think must have been at the same course.
I'll tell you, with the slipstream of David Gonzalez, and Veda's got to catch up because, you know, he happens
to stand him up in the middle of the corner as well. Absolutely brilliant.
Rubbing paint off each other, and yet they're not.
That is a disaster for their final race of the year. That's not what they would have
got the drive out onto the back straight.
The question is, Peter, is it going to be Larry Lunge, Uriarte to the win, or is it going to
slow down at all? Are they? Because they didn't lose ground to Uriarte and in that at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Right.
Back to the front. Here we go.
Yeah, Brian Uriarte has the advantage. He's the.
Going to be Dive Bomb David in 2nd place. That's what we want to see.
And Brian Uriarte goes battle.
Well, then, just behind them, you've got Pugliese. Zemmitani, who started from 4th.
Cup winner. He's the man to beat, and it's Marco Morelli who's trying to do just that. Brian Uriarte has the advantage, but he's got to hold off David Gonzalez.
David. No,
Brian.
it's not.
No, it's Brian. It's Brian.
On the grid, he's in 6th, just ahead of Danish now in 7th, who's dispatched Ramadeepa. We see
just 3.5 laps
Morelli
remaining.
looking up the inside, guarding his line.
And again, and he's got it. He won't be passed through the last corners, and he's going to pick up the
fastest laps of the race. The fastest rider on track of the race so far, Hakim Danish. Looking for a potential overtake, thinking better of it. Other riders are off the track. You see the scrapes on the asphalt.
record number of victories. Veda Patama is there in 3rd place, but up the inside comes. Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff. He knows what he's got to do. So even Danish, he went into the race, as I said,
There as that sort of happened. So
Van Kruyten track limits warning.
David
Gonzalez!
Oh, David! Go on, have some of that!
Brian's going to get the drive out, but he
Is he?
surely can't pass him on the... Saying that the bike was only 80% sorted. He's riding around any kind of problems that he's got at the moment.
Miss Warning. Well, we've had them for Brown, Daniel, Tassini, can't pushing as well. Out we come, on towards turns 9 and 10. Big overtaking spots here, but you don't want to sacrifice your drop.
Fastest man on track.
The other 20% has got to come from him, and that other 20% came from Marco Morelli. There is Monignane, Plonk.
Just 3 laps remaining then. Now with 5 guys,
5 onto the back straight.
Dash into 9th, back into 9th place. He's got a lot of work.
He pushes Pratama out wide as they flick it right, then left onto the little straight.
You still can't really have a last lap plan. I've talked about this with Brian Uriarte several times to do.
This is the question. Will it be a big old freight train? Here from turn 6, Uriarte over the curbs, having to jump back onto the track. He's really...
Through the year. And he says, you know, you can think about what you might do on the last lap, but really you've just got to deal with whatever.
Of riders, or will Brian pull the pin? I tell you what, Peter, he's been smiling all weekend. He's drilling the pace, isn't he, Peter? But he's got a lot of riders able to come with him.
Yeah, he has. And David Gunn happens. And he says, I just do whatever I can at the time. And of course, you know, that's exactly what happened.
And he's seen nothing less than pure confidence every time I've seen him.
Absolutely, isn't he? And Gonzalez, you know, he had a fall yesterday. He said he was going for pole. He just pushed and pushed and pushed until he pushed too hard. And so yesterday, he didn't know coming down the back straight that David Gonzalez was going to, you know, Veda knows that he can't afford to let him get away. He's got to get with Brian and give him a slid off. But he said, I'm okay, the bike's okay, you know, I'm going to do it in the race. And he's chasing to outbrake himself, but he was positioned there just to take advantage. And as he said, you know, hard time. The number 11 is there, David Gonzalez. He also, in fact, he's given a hard time. Brian Uriarte very strongly now.
Morelli just really wants to make another move back on Pratama.
I was braking super late, and when David went even deeper, he thought, well, some